Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, you know, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that you know, she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
He is implying that you are a woman.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad if modern women were just being promiscuous, but they often end up hating and rejecting good men in the process because all the attention goes to their heads, which is 1,000 times worse. Harming people who are good to you is the very worst thing you can do. In all the major religions, pride, ingratitude, and harming those who are good to you are the very worst sins, and these chicks display all three behaviors. This society is gradually decaying, and it seems like fun for now, but this is all madness. The decay continues, madness continues, and we wonder why society is the way it is, as if it's some alien from another world is causing the problems here.
I can't even tell you how many comments I get whenever I post a video about alimony that says, women are in favor of alimony because they're the only ones who receive it. Well, the truth is, men receive alimony too, and maybe gender norms cause men to not feel comfortable sharing that they get alimony, but they definitely do.
Why don't men get alimony? Because it's my personal belief that the laws are neutral. They're gender neutral, but men do not get treated fairly when it comes to alimony in the court system. Judges are biased against them. They are, and I'm sorry to say it, but that's the truth. In the last 40 years, I have had 4 cases that I remember of men getting alimony that I had to twist their arms in order to get alimony for them.
Do men get alimony when they get divorced? I've seen men get alimony before. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen when you have the wife who is a celebrity. But in most cases, there is a bias against men and they don't get alimony.
The thing about men is that we're bothered by a lack of romance, same as women, but we seemingly enjoy the simple things so much more. You'll never hear a woman reminisce about a solo fishing trip. The only thing we as men lose by this behavior is connection, and we don't value the pursuit of romance enough to put up with this irradiated, searing wasteland. On the West, 1 in 1,000 times a connection is easy. The other 9,999 times we're weaving away from, maybe passing around. These girls that are one step away from hell in a handbasket. A good relationship is supposed to be heaven on earth, but 9,999 10,000 times it's just a vapid slog or worse.
These days, women know their worth. It's not that every woman thinks that she's a 10 out of 10. It's just that we don't base our value off of what a man thinks anymore. The only people that have a problem with that are insecure men who can't handle a woman who knows her worth. If you don't value a woman the same way they value themselves, that's okay. You're just not for her, bro. Just say you can't handle a bad who knows her worth, because if you could, you wouldn't be saying that. And in my opinion, there are ugly loser men everywhere. But everywhere I look, there is a beautiful, sophisticated, outgoing, hardworking. So you know what? If you're a woman and you're watching this, you should feel like a 10 out of 10. Because compared to some of these bozo men out there,
Here's what it is. The mental and physical ground beneath a woman's feet begins to change as she approaches her early 30s. The majority of women are not ready for the wall. A woman often experiences this while she is in her early to mid-30s. Many women in their early 30s have over 2 decades of reliable experience attracting men's attention. These are men as young as in their early 20s and as old as their 50s and 60s. Men of many ages and socioeconomic backgrounds have shown them love and care. Many women have told me tales about how they were pounced on by dirty 50-year-old men while they were in their mid-20s, and that when they became 25, high school boys were pleading with them to put out for a lady in her 20s. The globe is open to us. When a woman is in her 20s, she can usually readily attract the attention of men of any age. After the age of 30 to 35, their appearance starts to alter, and suddenly, the teens, 20-somethings, and even guys their own age start to vanish as a result of them focusing on younger women instead. Many women believe that men in their own age group don't treat them fairly. Women who are 35 years old question why guys their age don't want to date and marry them. The truth of the matter is that a 35-year-old man with a job, money, and a car can entice younger, more attractive women in their 20s. Most guys need a year or two to get to know a lady before becoming engaged and then getting married. Therefore, if a guy marries a 35-year-old lady after going through this process, she will be 38 by then. Her chances of becoming pregnant will have significantly decreased by that time. A lady in her early 30s must begin considering men in their late 30s, 40s, and maybe 50s as potential suitors. Many of these older men are now the only ones remaining on the market since they have already had children and marriages. If these men are divorced, they likely already have children, and they may desire a second marriage. Some of the mid-30s ladies I know don't seem to want to accept this. They claim that only gentlemen over 40 are interested in them, and they believe it's disgusting that these same women wasted their 20s moving from one fling to another. They are currently unaware of what transpired. They never imagined themselves in this situation, and things weren't intended to be the way they are. Many of them find it shocking that men select women, rather than women selecting men. It's difficult for women to accept that the natural order of relationships has been reversed in favor of males, and that their options for men have changed from the entire male side of the human race to a small group of guys who have actually been severely burnt by women. Men are aware of the depth of the despair experienced by women in their 30s. The situation is significantly worse for pregnant women who have baby rabies. They don't care how they can get one since they want a child so badly. It will let many guys believe they are taking the pill when they are not while sleeping around unprotected. Modern women who chose a profession in school over getting married are obnoxious, intolerable, and poor dating candidates since they are so predictable with their phrases. They've been given the myth that they can climb the corporate ladders in their 20s, have a successful profession, have several guys hit on them, and finally settle down in their mid-30s, despite the fact that they believe that this helps them have respectable savings and know themselves better. The unadulterated truth is very different. Leftover women live financially irresponsible lives for the most part. Women overspend, live paycheck to paycheck, and have so much emotional baggage that their ability to attach as a couple is permanently lost. They turn to antidepressants and other legal drugs like alcohol and cigarettes when they are in their mid-30s and early 40s and have trouble finding a man who truly wants them as a mate. However, this does not imply that men pay them no attention. Some males will thirst for any woman out there no matter what sort they are. Modern women really need perspective about their own reality, and older women have a duty to tell the young ones the truth. The truth about how life rapidly changes after the age of 30, and then when they hit the wall. Seriously, a woman with a solid career at the age of 40 who has been run through the last 2 decades will no longer be marriage material or even girlfriend material to any man. How she lives her life after that depends a lot on the support system she has. And that support system usually comes with strong, loyal, and capable men, which she chose to reject in the last 2 decades. I know that most of us men are here being denied by these women, but I think I might be the only one saying that I do feel empathy for them. No matter how terrible of a person you are, even to millions, we all have only one life we can agree as a guarantee we'll live out. So seeing these women's lives be ruined is sad to see. However, it is still their fault, and absolutely no shame for others who feel zero empathy. It's very understandable as these women are the same people who did reject us. The fact is that most guys I know are happier than they ever were as long as they find some goals in life. No more requirement to wife up to one of these modern women. No more working 60+ hours for an ungrateful woman. No more divorce. The only thing is children, but where there's a will, there's a way. Women are sold on their own philosophy, and look where it's got them now. It's all about influence and perspective. I mean, even Selena Gomez, of all women, has decided that she wants marriage and a family. She wants to leave Hollywood by the end of the decade. Guys, take it from me. Find a woman in her prime who is feminine. It will save you years of misery. Thank me later. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.